delivering quality education, expanding access to learning. The official TV-based instruction of Tagum City. This is Tagum City Division's DepEd TV. Tara na!
Tagumpay greetings, everyone! To our dear learners, today is another day full of learning the world of mathematics. I am so glad to be part of your journey as you explore and discover new lessons through television. Airing from Tuazon TV Escuela, I am your teacher on air, Teacher Mark Angelo Brizo from Jose Tuazon Jr. Memorial National High School, in the service of DepEd Tagum City. Aiming to continue education amidst the challenges brought by the pandemic. Together, we will master our competencies while staying at home. So what are we waiting for? Let us learn while having fun. Indeed, expect a meaningful learning. In this session, you will learn about conditional probability. Let us learn starting with our learning objectives. Number 1. Define conditional probability. Next is to illustrate conditional probability. Number 3. State the formula for finding conditional probability. And number 4. Solve problems involving conditional probability. Before we delve deeper to our lesson, let us try answering the following questions. Listen carefully to the question because you are given 5 seconds in finding the letter of your choice. When you hear the sound, then time is up. Are you ready? Let's begin. Reminder, please have with you your Mathematics 10, Quarter 3, Module 6, a pen and a paper. Now, let's go! Here we go to question number 1. This refers to the measure of the probability of an event A given that another event B has occurred. That is, the probability of B given A equals the probability of both the event A and the event B divided by the probability of just event A. Choices are: letter A, conditional probability; letter B, exceptional probability; letter C, independent probability; and letter D, mutually exclusive event. Your timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A, conditional probability. For the number 2 question, the probability of B given A is equal to letter A, the probability of A intersects event B divided by the probability of event B. Letter B, the probability of event A intersects event B divided by the probability of event A. Letter C, the probability of event A intersects event B times probability of event B. And letter D, the probability of event A intersects event B times the probability of event A. Your timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. Question number 3. What is the probability of choosing a spade given the card chosen is black? Letter A, 25%. Letter B, 50%. Letter C, 75%. And letter D, 40%. Your timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter B, 50%. Number 4. Question is, the probability that it is Wednesday and that a student is absent is 0.03. Since there are 5 school days in a week, the probability that it is Wednesday is 0.2. What is the probability that a student is absent given that today is Wednesday? Choices are letter A, 20%, letter B, 15%, letter C, 13%, and letter D, 50%. Your timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter B, 13%. And for the number 5 question, on a survey about which brand of ice cream students from Tagum High School prefer, the following data were collected. Find the probability that the student was satisfied given that he has tasted the brand A. Choices are letter A, 9/5, letter B, 5/9, letter C, 4/9, and letter D, 3/4. Your timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter C, 4/9. Congratulations! You've got it all! This time, let us study conditional probability. Conditional probability is a measure of the probability of an event occurring, given that another event has occurred. In the case where events A and B are independent, where event A has no effect on the probability of event B, the conditional probability of event B given event A is simply the probability of event B, that is PB. If events A and B are dependent, then the probability of the intersection of A and B, that is the probability that both events occur, is defined by the probability of events A and B is equal to the product of the probability of A and the probability of B given event A occurred. From this definition, the conditional probability, the probability of B given event A occurred, is easily obtained by dividing it to the probability of event A. That is, we can use a different conditional probability formula to solve problems. For 2 events A and B, the conditional probability of events A and B is equal to the number of ways event A and event B occur together divided by the number of ways event A occur. Let's hop into our examples. Example number 1. Martinez's family has 3 children. Assuming that boys and girls are equally likely, determine the probability that the family has 2 girls given the first child is a girl. First, we're going to determine the sample space. Since the family has 3 children, we let B as boy and G as girl. The sample space is... Take note that the cardinality of this sample space is 8. Now, let us determine the first event of the problem. That is, having the first girl child. The sample space A is... Take note that the cardinality of this sample space A is 4. Then, we're going to determine the second event, and that is having 2 girls in the family. The cardinality of this second event is 3. The next step is to find the intersection of the 2 events. There are only 2 combinations where the first and second events happen at the same time, and that is... Utilizing our formula for conditional probability, we have 2/8 all over 4 divided by 8. That is 2/8 times 8 divided by 2. Simplifying, we have 0.5 or 50%. Therefore, the probability that the family has 2 girls given the first child is a girl is equal to 0.5 or 50%. Let's proceed to problem number 2. A mathematics teacher gave her class 2 tests. 25% of the class passed both tests, and 42% of the class passed the first test. What percent of those who passed the test or first test also passed the second test? This problem involves a conditional probability, since it asks for the probability that the second test was passed given that the first test was passed. The first step is to find the probability of the intersection of events A and B. This is the probability of passing both tests. From the word problem, that is 25% or 0.25. The next step is to find probability of event A. That is the probability of passing the first test. Given on the problem, that is 42% or 0.42. Now, we're ready to determine the conditional probability. That is the percent of those who pass the first test who also pass the second test. From the formula, we have 0.25 divided by 0.42, which equals to 0.6 or 60%. Therefore, 60% of those who passed the first test also passed the second test. Problem number 3. A proficiency examination for certain technical skills was given to 100 employees of a manufacturing firm. The breakdown of the examination results of the employees are shown in this table. Find the probability that the employee passed the exam, given that he was a male. The first step is to find the number of male examinees who passed the exam, and that is equal to 24. The next step is to find the number of ways event A occurs. That is the number of male examinees, which is equal to 40. Now, we're ready to determine the conditional probability, which is equal to the number of ways the examinee is male and that he passed at the same time, all over the number of male examinees. That is 24 divided by 40. That is equal to 3 over 5 or 60%. Therefore, the probability that the employee passed the exam, given that he is a male, is 60%. Now that you have understood the lesson and examples about conditional probability, we can now solve for other set of word problems. You are given 15 seconds to do it. When you hear the sound, that means time is up. If you find the time very limited, you can pause this video and then resume to find the correct answer. Are you ready? If your answer is yes, let's keep this video rolling. Problem number 1. Your neighbor has 2 children. You learn that he has a son, James. What is the probability that James' sibling is a brother? Your 15 seconds start now. Time is up! The correct answer is 1/3. Let's proceed to question number 2. At JTJ-MNHS, 20% of all students play volleyball and basketball, and 32% of all students play volleyball. What is the probability that a student plays basketball, given that the student plays volleyball? Your 15 seconds start now. Time is up! The correct answer is 62.5%. And now for question number 3. 200 Filipinos who have either ABS-CBN or GMV television networks were asked whether they were satisfied or dissatisfied regarding the service offered by these networks. This table summarizes their response. If one person from the 200 Filipinos is selected at random, determine the probability that the person was satisfied, given that the person had ABS-CBN network. Your 15 seconds start now. Time is up! The correct answer is 14 over 19 or 73.7%. For question number 4, we're going to use the same table from number 3. Determine the probability that the person had ABS-CBN network, given that the person was dissatisfied. Eyes on the table. Your timer starts now. Time is up! The correct answer is 5/8 or 62.5%. How's your score? Very good, students. I hope that you have learned great lessons today. I believe that you are ready answering "Let us assess" in your module. May these learnings help you appreciate and apply mathematics in your daily life. Let us always remember that conditional probabilities can usually be recognized by words like given, if, or among. There are, however, no hard rules, and you must read the problem carefully and pay attention to the entire context of the problem to determine whether the given probability represents an ordinary probability or a conditional probability. As a point of reflection, there are some conditions and factors you need to take heed in life to manage calculated risks and have favorable chances in achieving your dreams. And that ends our lesson for today. This has been your teacher on air, Teacher Mark. See you on the next episode, only here at Tuazon TV Eskwela.